Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be grinding corn for my pigs, and they're about out of corn, so I need to get some more ground. Our gravity wagon's full of corn here, and then we've got this auger that we made. I'll talk more about that later, but to start out, me and my brother are going to get the grinder all greased up. There's a lot of grease fittings on here, so we're going to get started on that. It's about a week later now, and when I was editing the video, I noticed that when I tried to explain about how this auger works and how we made it, I didn't do a very good job. So I pulled it back out, and I'm going to try and explain how we built this and how it works a little bit better. So to start, we got the actual auger part, which is right down in there, out of our silo whenever we did that, and that's where we got the auger from. So it's 16 feet long. It's pretty big, so we can get it up high enough to get into the grinder, but we just put this T on the end of there. I hope you guys can see that, and the corn just gets augered up, and then whenever it hits that, it falls out. Coming back here to the back, we use this barrel as, I guess you could call it, the hopper, and as you can see here, we cut the top of the barrel out and then put a piece of wood over the top, and the auger runs all the way through the barrel. So the barrel obviously starts right there, and the auger goes through that hole that we cut, and then the auger runs all the way back through the barrel and comes all the way back here, and it just bolts on there. As you can see there, it just goes right back through there. Then whenever we have it next to the gravity wagon, the hopper on the gravity wagon just shoots down into here and the corn falls out. And what we did is we cut a chunk of this PVC pipe out. You can see that right there, just to open this auger up, and that's how the corn gets down into there. So this part works pretty well, and then we put these boards on here obviously so that the corn all gets pushed towards the middle of the auger so that it doesn't pile up and we don't have to scoop it out by hand or whatever. For the motor, this motor we bought from a guy off of Craigslist, I think, and it was an old pressure washer, so we paid $30 for it, that's all. So it was a really good deal, and it was sitting on that stand down there, so that's where we got that stand from, and that's the wheels that we use, so we can wheel it around, and it works pretty good. Instead of having a pulley on here like most motors, it had a 9/16 head on there, and that's what spun. So we took a socket, welded that on, and then put a socket extension on there and cut that off, welded all that together, and that's how we got our pulley on there. So that's what obviously spins, and then it drives this bigger pulley, and that's what pushes the corn up into the grinder. This motor doesn't run that great, but for $30 it does pretty good. You'll see that in the video. It dies a couple times on me, but it runs good enough to keep the grinder full, so that's really all we need it for. And as you can see here, the belt on this is pretty loose, so what we can do with that is lift up on this platform right here, and we've got a piece of wood that we just stick right in here. You'll see me do that once I get the motor running in the video as well. But as you can see, I hope you guys can see that anyways, it tightens that belt up, and that way whenever we first start it, it's not driving the auger, and it starts up easier that way. But like I said, this auger's all homemade, so we just bought the PVC pipe and then bought the barrel and then the motor obviously, so got it all put together, and it works pretty good for our little setup here, so I'm happy with it. And now let's get back into the video from the other day of me grinding corn. Okay, we got it started. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit, and then we'll get going. It seems to be working pretty good now. As I say that, it about dies, but that's all right. All right, as you can see, I've just got where the corn's barely coming out, and it's keeping the hopper grinder about half full, so I think that's working good. I think that's where we're going to leave it. The motor's still cutting in and out. It never really ran that well to begin with, so it's alright. And it died. Alright, I got it back running. It's still kind of cutting in and out. You can see there we've got almost a whole barrel ground already, so it's doing good. It's starting to fill up on me. You can see there it's pretty full. I definitely don't want to overflow that hopper and make a big mess, so I just got to keep an eye on it. Well, as you can see, it died again, but that's alright. There's still quite a bit of corn in there in the grinder. This auger, it moves a lot of corn really quick. I'm going to try and start it back up. The grinder's a little bit low, so I'm just trying to keep the grinder full. Well, I made a mess. As I was over there trying to get the auger started, the pipe ended up falling out of the barrel, so it made a little bit of a mess, but that's alright. I caught it pretty quick, so that's good. It could have been pretty bad, but I think I need to get a different pipe to go on there, one that's a little bit heavier, because it seems like if some wind comes or something, this one could get blown away pretty easily. That might be something in the future that I do. Oh boy. I spilt it again. You see, the problem here is that the dummy that runs this operation didn't center the barrels underneath the auger, so now the pipe isn't long enough. That's got to be close to half a bushel. Okay, I got these 4 barrels full. This will last me quite a while with those pigs being pretty small still. But the grinder did good, no problems with it. I bought this grinder back in January. I've had it for about 9 months now. I'm pretty happy with it. We haven't really had any problems with it at all, other than we broke a shear bolt once, but that's nothing. It got plugged up, but that was nothing to undo. So it's a really simple machine. Not a whole lot can go wrong with it. And it's nice. I think I paid $350 for it, so for what I've got into it, I've easily made my money back already, I think. So I'm happy with it. It is a little bit slow. I will say that. It takes, I don't know, it probably took me an hour to get those 4 barrels ground, and I think we figured that's about 1,000 pounds, so it does take a little bit, but that's alright. Now I'm going to get everything put up. I've got to get the grinder back into the silo, and then I want to get the auger put up as well. I got the corn put up. As you could tell, that was a little heavy for that tractor. It has plenty of power to lift, but without any weight on the back, it gets a little tippy. So that's about as much as I would ever want to pick up without having any weight on the back of there. As you can see, I just took it real slow. Well guys, that's going to wrap this video up. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, because in a couple weeks I'm going to have a video out talking about how I mix my pig feed, because obviously you can't just feed the pig straight corn, so there's some other things that you have to mix in there. So I'm going to talk about that in a future video, so make sure to stay tuned and subscribe if you're not, so that you don't miss it. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see everyone in the next one.